When there's something between us, some source of conflict, it's like having a sore tooth. And the sooner we take care of it, the less pain and the less damage. Every couple we have ever met has conflict. It's really important to say that right off the top because some of us believe that conflict is a sure sign that we're a bad couple, or we've married the wrong person, or that we're not going to make it.
Right. The reality is that two individuals trying to build one life together will experience conflict. It's normal, it's natural, it's nothing to be afraid of. Research has shown that there's no significant correlation between conflict and divorce. Good to know, isn't it?
But that doesn't mean that we can ignore conflict in our marriage, because the research goes on to say that there is a strong correlation between the habitual avoidance of conflict and divorce.
We were pretty good at avoiding conflict earlier in our marriage. Sometimes we were just chicken, but sometimes we honestly thought that it was better, it was kinder, it was more loving to just say nothing. But what we discovered is that what we can't or won't talk about will shape our relationship. And the net result is less transparency, less honesty, less intimacy.
But here's some good news. We can learn to get better at conflict, meaning conflict that's more helpful, conflict that's less hurtful, conflict that grows closeness rather than creating distance. Here are 3 things that are key to getting better at conflict. First of all, be clear about what you're actually fighting about. Can we name it? Could we write it down? You see, if we can't even articulate the issue, how can we begin to address it? I mean, if one of us thinks the issue's this and the other person thinks the issue's that, you're not even going to have the same fight. So naming the issue can really help us focus too. Have you ever started off talking about one issue and after 15 minutes you're talking about all kinds of stuff? It's happened to us, and it can help if we name the issue. Maybe even write it down, put it on the table.
Speaking of table, that's our second piece of wisdom for you. Get on the same side of the table. Our most destructive conflicts happen when we see ourselves as adversaries, kind of on the opposite ends of the table. Even if we've accurately named the issue, it's still sitting in there between us, separating us. But that changes when we physically or metaphorically come around the table to the same side. The issue is still there, but now we're looking at it together and not at the issue through each other. When we are adversaries, every conflict has to be a win and lose. But when you're on the same side of the table, seeing things the same way as the same team, you win and lose together.
Remember, we said right off the top that conflict is inevitable, but it's not inevitably destructive. When there's something between us, some source of conflict, it's like having a sore tooth. And the sooner we take care of it, the less pain and the less damage. When we don't take care of it, the decay is going to grow, it's going to hurt more, and the repair is going to be harder, longer, and more costly. So here's our third piece of conflict wisdom. When we do experience conflict, reduce the reaction time between when we first feel it and when we start to make it right. Let's not give each other the 3 days of the silent treatment, the cold shoulder. Let's be the first one to apologize. Be quick to ask for or give forgiveness.
So there you go. Be clear about the issue, get on the same side of the table, and reduce the reaction time. 3 ways to do conflict better.
Hey friends, we really hope you're enjoying the marriage conversations here on our A Better Us YouTube channel.
We have hundreds of more helpful marriage videos designed to give you hope and tools to make your marriage even better.
Right. And you can see just a few options we think you might like here and here. So keep exploring.
Oh, and make sure you subscribe by clicking here so you don't miss out on all the great marriage help we have coming your way all the time.